What is going on, investors? My name is Emmanuel, and I apologize. This video is out a bit late, but I had to do my due diligence on the current situation surrounding Boohoo, and in particular, the timing of PwC's decision to not give a qualified opinion on Boohoo's most recent financials. Now, I have received a ton of messages from you guys asking me for my thoughts on Boohoo's recent crash and whether I am buying back into Boohoo now the share price has collapsed once again to the previous lows. And the short answer to that question is absolutely not. And this is all based on the red flags that I've discovered, and I'm really concerned that investors might be missing this or simply overlooking it. So I'm going to share my entire findings with you in this video and why I think the timing of PwC's decision to step away makes complete sense. I'll make you aware of the current insider buying that has taken place recently, and hopefully by the end of this video, you will have all the up-to-date information you need to reach your conclusion and your own investing decision. But before we do dive into the meat of this video, I do want to make this clear. I am completely neutral in my position towards Boohoo. You guys already know, a couple of months ago, I bought heavy into Boohoo stock when the whole false allegation fiasco first kicked off. And I exposed what I believe was misreporting from the media, where they were accusing Boohoo of paying its workers slave wages, when indeed it's now emerged that it wasn't Boohoo, it was their suppliers that were paying the slave wages. And also, for complete transparency, I informed you of when and why I sold my entire position of Boohoo and how much profit I took in a video that I uploaded last month. The link will be in the description below, so you can check it out if you did miss it. So the point of saying this is to say, I am looking at this stock from a completely neutral perspective. I am not biased either long, and I'm not biased towards the short side. And these are purely my observation and my opinion. And at the end of the video, it'll be great to actually hear your thoughts as well. So with that said, don't forget to smash the like button. It really helps the channel out, and it also lets me know that you enjoy content like this. And if you are new to the channel, then hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with more stock analysis content, all the stocks that I'm buying, that I'm selling, that are on my watch list, as well as any major stock related news. So with that said, stay locked in, watch until the end, and most importantly, let me know what you're planning on doing with Boohoo. Are you buying, selling, or holding? All right, investors, so let's jump straight into it. It was announced last week that PwC to quit as auditor to Boohoo on reputation concerns. So the keynote here is reputation concerns. Now, Jacob over at JKR Investing on his recent Boohoo video actually made a great point, and he said he did find it highly suspicious of PwC's timing to quit. I mean, they've been conducting Boohoo's audits for the past 6 years, so why are they cutting ties now? And if they really were worried about their reputation in connection to the slave wage scandal, then surely they would have exited when the whole scandal first broke. They also would have exited when Boohoo's second largest investor decided to bow out of their position at the time. So why didn't they cut ties then? And why have they chosen to cut ties with Boohoo after 6 years now? Especially so soon after Boohoo released their unaudited financials to their investors. And a side note to that, companies presenting unaudited financials is actually quite normal, okay? But here are my findings, all right? So back in August, just a few months ago now, PwC released a statement pledging to review fraud detection after Wirecard scandal shakes industry. Now, if you're not familiar with Wirecard and the scandal that occurred earlier this year, a quick summary, right? So Wirecard is a massive German payment processing company, and they were regarded as, the Visa or the MasterCard of Europe. Millions of clients absolutely loved their business. They had brilliant financials, very impressive financials actually, and they were expanding rapidly, okay? It was safe to say that they were gaining market share from the likes of Visa and also from the likes of MasterCard. And as you can imagine, investors absolutely loved the growth. They trusted this company and they ended up purchasing shares. But Wirecard was exposed earlier this year, and its former CEO, 2 business board members, and other executives have now been implicated in criminal proceedings. And the reason for this was due to questionable accounting practices. So bear that in mind, questionable accounting practices, okay? So now, Here's what the chairman of PwC had to say in relation to the scandal back in August. The global chairman of PwC has pledged to aggressively review how the firm can better hunt for frauds following Wirecard and other accounting scandals. We want to make sure we're moving forward on the detection of fraud to ensure the relevance of the profession. Wirecard is yet another example of the fact that we need to look at this and do it aggressively over the next few years. So in summary, here is the timeline, okay? I'm going to give you a quick timeline. So back in August, Wirecard's auditors failed to do their job and efficiently audit Wirecard's financials, and it later turns out that the accounts that they submitted do not add up. Of course, the share price collapsed, and as a result, investors lost billions, okay? Now, PwC, Boohoo's long-term auditor, as a result, came out and pledged to be more aggressive with their auditing process. So that was August. Now, come September, Boohoo releases their unaudited financials, and they completely exceed analysts' expectations. Blowout financial results despite the rise of the Rona. There was nationwide lockdowns. However, it didn't slow Boohoo down. They still had incredible earnings. And it's now time for PwC to review these financials, audit Boohoo's accounts, and sign off the books to verify the numbers like they have for the past 6 years. So October comes and the Financial Times reports that PwC resigns as Boohoo's auditors. They refuse to sign off Boohoo's accounts due to reputational concerns, despite being Boohoo's official auditor for the last 6 years. So I don't know about you guys, but this seems a bit off to me. And now let's actually look at what the Financial Times have actually reported. So it says, PwC has resigned as auditor of Manchester-based Boohoo within the last month on concerns about the risks of continuing to work with the online fashion retailer. So my question is, what are the risks that they've spotted to continuing to work for Boohoo? I mean, PwC, remember, they pledged to review the fraud detection process, and as a result, PwC decided to stop working with Boohoo. I mean, have they detected fraud in Boohoo's most recent financials? Now, please don't misquote me. I am not accusing Boohoo of anything. I'm not accusing them of fraud. Or am I saying that there's fraud in their most recent financials? But I am seeing red flags all over this. And I'll be honest, investors, I just don't like it. And I don't think it's a coincidence either. Now, Boohoo, of course, have issued a statement, and here it is. The group would like to place on record that PwC is still the group's auditor at this time. The group's audit committee has recently launched a competitive tender process for the group's audit and will update shareholders at its conclusion. PwC signed an unqualified opinion on the group's 2020 financial statements, and having served as the group's auditors since 2014, is not participating in this process. So again, Boohoo have confirmed that PwC signed an unqualified opinion of Boohoo's recent financials that they published in September, but they are not assuming responsibility for officially signing off the financials. Again, I want to make this clear, and I could be entirely wrong about this, but I am trying to connect the dots here, all right? I would need to see some clarity from PwC regarding what risks they're referring to when working with Boohoo this time around. I mean, what has changed? What have they spotted? What have they found? What are the risks? And I think they owe investors an explanation. And until then, that's why I'm holding off any investment in Boohoo at the moment. Now, with that said, I did mention that insiders have been buying heavy, and I do want to draw this to your attention. So the executive chairman purchased 300,000 shares at £2.43 on the 20th of October, so just recently. The CFO also picked up close to 6,000 shares at £2.57, and the deputy chairman also picked up 10,000 shares at £2.50. So is this an indicator that things are all good in the business, and that PwC's exit followed by the consequent share price drops was all just an overreaction? I mean, probably. It is probable. All right. And to be honest, this is where you as a potential investor, you need to make your own judgment and your own conclusions. But for me personally, as of right now, I am not touching the stock until I have some clarity. I mean, Boohoo could fly to 5, 6, or even £10 a share. I mean, who really actually knows? But to be honest, as Benjamin Graham has said in The Intelligent Investor, and which is one of my favorite quotes of the week, is in the short run, The market is a voting machine, but in the long run, it is a weighing machine. Okay, so we're looking at this from a long-term perspective. But with all that said, investors, let me know in the comment section your thought about what I've shared with you today. Am I being paranoid? Am I reaching? Please let me know. I would love to hear your thoughts. And with all that said, please make sure, it's very important, you do your own due diligence before you decide to invest in any stock. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I am not a financial advisor. I just love researching stocks and looking into these companies. Please view my content as educational, not investing advice. If you do want to learn about investing in stocks, there are some useful links in the description below. Plus, if you do want to start investing, my broker Trading212 will send us both a free share if you sign up using the link in the description below. So with all that said, guys, don't forget to smash the like button, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you want to see more content from me. Please do your due diligence. I can't stress this enough. I don't think this is a coincidence. Look into it to yourself and let me know what you think, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.